Welcome back to ECE 501B. Homework number 2 is due on Friday. And does anyone miss that window when D2L is actually down at 10 p.m. on Friday until maybe 2 a.m.? I need to look at the notes on those warnings that it says for D2L. It may not be available, so try not to lose too much or get too stressed out over that window if you're working away at 11 becomes available at 2 a.m. No, just send me an email or do what you need to do to relieve the stress level and then upload it when you get the chance. Before we go into chapter 3, I need you to make sure that you're paying attention to two things. One is simply a proposition that we didn't cover last time, Proposition 213, which essentially says you can sort of split a subspace into a direct sum of u plus w, and the trivial case might be when w is the 0 or the additive identity. So you can always split a subspace into a direct sum decomposition. That might be the trivial case. And there's another lecture with notes and video that are lecture 2.3 on dimension. And that's how do you basically count these vectors. And last time we talked about adding things in if we didn't have enough to be a spanning list. And we also talked about throwing things out if we had a spanning list that was not linearly independent. And we could talk about a basis in terms of what we're adding or taking away in a sense as to or we could talk about dimension in terms of how many vectors we have in various sets or collections. Today what I want to do is get into chapter 3, which is now moving beyond this foundation. We started with fields, and then we started talking about vector spaces. Then we started putting some structure on those spaces with vectors and basis, dimension. Now we're going to get into some interesting material. We're going to talk about mapping. Mapping a space from one space into another. And we'll do it with